Hello everybody, Average Gamer, and welcome to another episode of Let's Talk. In this episode, the Loot Crate, and how I think it should be really instituted or put in place of the game. Right now, the plan is, they're not really giving us a requirement, but one player on a winning team will get a Loot Crate. It'll have multiple different items in it. You have a chance of getting one of those items. You purchase a key, you unlock it, and boom, there you go, you get it. You get whatever it is randomly selected. Or, you get the Loot Crate. You don't want to spend the money on the key. You can then leave it in your inventory for later. Or, you also have the opportunity of just selling it from your inventory screen back to Piranha. Back to MWO. Now, I don't mind it, but I don't like the fact that it's basically becoming a premium option. Now, what I would like to see it happen is this. Everyone on the game gets a Loot Crate on the winning side. Depending on your score, you get something different. So, if you are, say the scores are from 400 down to 20. Say someone went yellow at the very beginning of the match and got their ass kicked. That person may or may not get a Loot Crate. Basically what you do is you make a minimum score of what it is. So, we'll say a minimum score of 80. I believe is or 150 is usually the minimum score for events. So anything above 150, you get a Loot Crate. Now, depending on what your score is, so at 150, all you get is a couple consumables. There you go. If you get, 200, you get a couple consumables plus. And as you go up, right, every 50, you get a different Loot Crate, but everyone gets what the Loot Crate is behind it. Now, the thing I really don't like, though, is the fact that you have to spend premium currency on Loot Crates. And you don't really know what you're going to get. They haven't really said how much the keys are going to be. I'm figuring about probably 20 or to 35 MC. And you really don't know what you're going to get. My theory is if I don't know what I'm going to get, I'm not spending money on it. If I knew what I was going to get and I could see what's in it, then I can decide if I actually want to spend money on it or not. So, with that in mind, the whole random draw thing, not a fan of it. What I would like to see, though, is the random reward. So, say, for example, 1 out of every 1,000,000 Loot Crates is a mech. And it then pulls randomly, it sees what mech the player was playing with, and will give them a mech associated with that chassis, for example. So it'll look at that player and say, okay, so Mr. Average Gamer, for example, let's select a mech here real quick. You currently got a score of 544. You were the highest score in your game. And when we look, you got it with your catapult A1. So you have a J and you have a K2. So that it will look and say, well, here are all the different ones available. And it will decide which one at that point it sends to me. Obviously, one that I don't have. There you go, with a mech bay. The lower you go, obviously, it'll look and say, well, weapon did you use the most? So say you get the 150 score, it'll say, what weapon did you, or what consumable did you use the most? If it didn't use a consumable, it'll give you one of each. So it'll give you a cooldown, an RD strike, a UAV, and an airstrike. There you go. At, say, 200, it says, what weapon did they use the most? Okay, so we're going to get, a couple large lasers, plus the consumables. Something interesting, right? Like, it'll be something that it looks at your mech, looks at what you do, and gives you something that it knows you're using. I like it. I think it's a good idea. And later on, it'll be giving you, modules. It'll look and say, well, what modules do you use? Oh, you don't have any modules. Oh, okay. Well, we're going to give you a module for all the weapons on your mech. Boom. Because you want it to be a reward, right? You want to actually reward the person for playing and getting the score that they got, right? So say at 500, it's a mech and a mech bag. At 400, we'll say it's modules. So you get 5 modules for the mech. It'll look and go, okay, So for your archer here, you had no modules on your archer. So we're going to give you 5 modules randomly selected from the types of weapons that you had on your mech. So say I had some medium lasers, some LRMs. It'll give away out of the 5. It'll go, say, cooldown and range for the medium lasers, cooldown and range for the missiles, and then it gives a random a 5th one, like radar derp or something like that. I don't know, but it'll do something like that, which I think is a really good idea. Giving people something that they need, not so much that they already have and at random, and you have a possible chance of getting. Number 2, or the next part, not to use premium currency to purchase said key, or actually using premium currency or Mechwarrior credits, or C-bills. So if it's, say, I don't know, say for the 5, all the keys would be the same. So say, because there is that possibility of getting that mech back, or that mech, it's 100 MC, right? You don't get to see what's in the loot crate. It's just 100 MC to get it. Now, 100 MC correlated over to C-bills would probably be like 1 million. So, with that in mind, it's 1 million C-bills. There you go. Blow 1 million C-bills, but you get a mech. Blow 1 million C-bills, you get 5 modules. I don't think that's a problem. I think that's something good, right? Because in my eyes, they're kind of hedging their bets that people are going to micro transact the flying fuck out of themselves when it comes to these loot crates, and I don't see that that's really a good idea. I mean, if I'm looking into it and going, wow, I'm going to be getting nothing out of this, I'm not going to spend my 100 MC. I'm not going to spend my $2. I'm not going to spend my $1, 50 cents, whatever. I'm not going to spend my money on unlocking something. As I'm looking, oh yeah, there's an archer in there, but at the same time, there's also some heat sinks. So if I'm spending $10 or $5 or $2 or whatever, I don't want to get heat sinks. I want the archer, but at the same time, I'm not going to take the chance. I'm not going to gamble with my money and say, okay, no whammies. Give them my $2 and then get 5 heat sinks instead of a fucking Tempest. It's basically them wanting people to gamble their money and buy these keys and get something random out of a box. Not gonna lie, not a fan. So that is it for this episode. So until next time, see you guys on the battlefield. Bye bye.